Old souls. Hello, old souls, fellow empaths, seers, and psychonauts. My name is Steph. Come on in, have a seat. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. It looks like we're going to dive into the scrolls today, but in the pre-shuffle, the sense that I'm getting is that there's some sort of like architect, whether if it's of our awareness, in the spirit of blueprints, whatever the case may be, there's an upgrade happening. And I say that only because with the graveyard coming through, we're letting something rest. So I'm also seeing the meridian lines of the body, like the veins and the rivers. So something is being laid to rest so that this, I don't want to call it like new architect, but this is like an ascended master kind of architect. I guess it would be kind of like the verbiage I would want to use. So it would be accepted. But then also from our prior muse, which I believe was on Monday, accepting a role about yourself that you would like to experience, less about an identity factor, but stepping into that essence. And that now requires, as like a carry on to that, if you want to check it out, to this, like having a different architect come in, right? Am I a ghost? You are a ghost, love, but you're still very much alive. We're going to dig in. Thank you for your time, attention, and awareness, as your presence and perspective is powerful. Let's dive in. Let's dive in. So here are the cards. Oy vey. Oy vey. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here and for being you, like, sharing, and subscribing. I'm going to grab a few scrolls if you'd like to open up with me. Granddaughter. And then we'll dig in here. Taking a nice deep breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. In the name and honor of old souls, fellow empaths, seers, and psychonauts, and anyone here at any time, may we all meet a message with meaning. And to the spirits who surround us. All right. What do we got here? You know the drill as well. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below, as your insights do expand the whole experience, and we all become the readers, the seers, the oracles, etc. And you never know who may come across your comment. And it's just the right thing at the right time. All right. The very green man, green woman kind of energy. And I'm seeing this space of like Doctor Strange. So that's perfect here, perfect, because it has that whole essence. Away. Like if you've ever seen the movie Doctor Strange. I've never seen the OG one, but at least anyway, and maybe it's Marvel. And he's like a doctor and doing his thing, and then an accident happens and he needs to reframe. And does reframe. But again, it's not abolishing. I want that to be understood here. In the spirit of that word, abolishing, it has a certain vibe and energy to say like this structure needs to come down and rah. While that might be an emotion felt to inspire the frustration, the anger, whatever that, it's very potent. It's to inspire the embrace from our Monday muse healer, referencing the mythic sage, and accepting that role to say, okay, I'm calling in another contractor, but this is an architect specifically. And so it's like we need that moment to, what is that, buddy up or pull our socks up or get your gitch out of your gears and say that. And in the more peaceful rabbit hole of this experience is, thank you to the previous architect of one's awareness and for bringing this into fruition wherever you are now, so that now there can be an addendums or amendments and a restructuring built upon, but also letting go of maybe areas that aren't required anymore or they're not worth renovating. Love it. Okay. And that comes in with like this Doctor Strange, this restructuring, and also allowing help from other elements, because this feels like there's I'm seeing an Ankh, but this Ankh is a walking, talking symbol. Yep. the Ankh is walking and talking. And maybe this is a part of that, and kind of in the wordage of ascended mastery feel, or even just closer to, right? Like in that master. Okay, so in the spirit of Doctor Strange, again, in the multiverse, it's not only having to say go to a union of certain trades that maybe we're accustomed to here, it's wandering out maybe to a different country, different kind of language, to the multiverse. Anyway, I don't need to try and humanize it. You get it. Old souls, you get it. And especially in that space of like of Psychonaut, you're willing to wander out into the multiverse to seek out an external architect, but really it's to adopt it in as well, knowing there's an attraction there, there's a magnetism. So the alignment, it's like, yeah, we can do this together, and it's you. It's you. But that means something needs to rest. There's a part of you, I, you, me, of course, that we're laying to rest. And it's not just one part of us. It is something that might have happened over a few generations. It could be something that is 3 aspects of our previous architectures that have been being built upon. I love that ghost tube. So maybe something in the chakras. There's also swords behind here. Like I feel like I could be like cool ninja, but also with the cape and the spirals. Oh, they're also dangling, not dangling something in front of me like a carrot. These are weights and measures. They're also growing trees. So if the tree symbol means anything to you.
Sing.
I see you there. I'm just trying to debate how I'm going to interact with you. It's like an old wizard man looking. Could be an uncle or a grandfather. And it's almost like both roads, excuse me, are leading to this. And there's a part of you that is accepting the job. And maybe this is in your channel of personal, professional, corporate, creative, romantic, platonic. You're accepting the role and the responsibilities that come with that. Because I think that there's also maybe something about an expectation that if we can put it in layman's terms, it's like, oh, if we accept this role, there's going to be expectations. And I don't know where those are coming from. But I want to come in the Cave of Winds with Candle Magic number 9. Speak your breath into its velvet. Recite along its spine all that you desire and all which will unravel. There could also be something about calling and conjuring. Hi, Jim. This architect kind of upgrade towards you.
Don't go there.
Do you know what it is? I'm changing the expectation. I'd rather have the experience, I, you, and me. But, I'm going to plot myself in. That's how I do, right? First person. And there's something about that first person and third person. And viewing things maybe from that point of view. Like you're telling someone your own story or writing a story and you're somebody else reading it and building that. So I'm changing my expectations and leaning into the experience of such. And in the Cave of Hearthfires is Wolf. Devour the ferocious calling within the howling of your spirit. Run wildly into the freedom of your knowing, card 44. Okay, you're going to bring me in here. And I see you. I think that's with Ghost Tube saying don't. It's acknowledging what's happening well outside of my aura, maybe yours as well, this doubt. Like, don't do it. Don't make the change. It's doubt. Mrs. Doubtfire. You Virginia Doubtfire, yeah. But there is a star within a star. It's a star within a star. Kind of like a piñata. You think you break the first one and a million little stars come pouring out and light up the universe. You open up a light bright package for the first time, and all the color pegs just come pouring out. And you might organize them, you might not, you might, free flow. I hear I'm ready, and I can see like this cheeky llama, cheeky llama and or reindeer here. It's very Christmassy here, with the star within a star like you would place upon a Christmas tree. A balloon within a balloon. And maybe it's something about by the end of the year, but I want to come into that space again of something about an expectation and why that's there. Is it, I'm just going to ramble on, not speaking on behalf of anything, but it's like by the end of the year, ... Now, when I wander into this construction space with this architect person, I keep wanting to mix up architect with architecture. So there could be something about that. But it's like, look, by the end of the year to stay on plan or to have a plan. It's like if they're working on your roads, it can't just be going ongoing, for a bajillion years in regards to this specific thing. There's a general timeline, and it's not cold and cut. Like in this world, it moves a little bit differently here, but there's definitely this sensation of having by the end of this year or by Christmas 2025 or whenever you receive this. And so that's how I'm feeling. It's very general expectation, and with lots of room to say, okay, I am, you, we, me are this far into the upgrade.
Don't come in.
And it's not a matter of looking for some final outcome. It's where can we notice? It's like, oh, well, we upgraded all the beams, or we have decided to go with this kind of energy or emotions for the nervous system. Again, all very meridian feel in the energetic body and the emotional body. Oh, we've also networked and made connections with, insert name, insert person, God, energy, angel, etc. Also, there's an alien kicking around in there too. So I also feel like somebody's made a call home, to a physical home, to a parent, to something that would represent home. And there's something very soothing about that, and siblings as well. So if I didn't, in that ramble, it's about having an area of accomplishment, but not being so specific that those accomplishments are stifling. There's a lot of room around them to acknowledge grace in other decisions we make along the way. That's how that feels. Instead of like, why aren't we this far ahead? Why aren't we meeting these goals that look like this? The expectations are, we feel overall we're empathically or emotionally, psychonautically, old soully at 25%, 35, 79%. Oh, why is it at 25? Oh, because we're taking acupressure or we're getting acupuncture to help this area. And we weren't expecting that, but we're really finding that the upgrades are more conducive to long-term benefits and easy maintenance in the future. So we're going to, I say we, but I, you, and me, we're going to continue with that. So while it might be slower in the overall expansion of your architect upgrade, the architect, essentially what I'm hearing is, love that. I love that choice. Okay, so in the changes being made. There's a gremlin in here. There's a gremlin. There's a man with a hat talking to another man that's a little bit smaller. And there's a woman that's kind of cut off, or a feminine energy anyway, that's cut off. You might have cut off certain energies with family members for one reason or another. And I hear the decision is what the decision is. But it's almost like this masculine energy is having a conversation with another man, which could be their father, mother, another person of your lineage, but directly supporting them. and is trying to add understanding to it, because I don't feel like this is going to move anytime soon. This has been put in place not blindly. There's another choice. And it's not like the choice is unmovable or unchangeable.
Don't go there.
But it's a choice. Yeah. Nature spirits in the cave of rivers. Sitting straight up in bed on your toes, twirl and twirl until you're ready to take flight. They arrive in the winds beneath your wings and speak through the swaying of the trees. Yeah, it's because this energy is vampiric in some way, shape, or form. They may not want to admit that. It's not a judgment either on them. It's an you actually are applying the upgrade.
Stroke.
You're applying the upgrade of teaching you boundaries. And you're like, oh, okay, I got it. And now it's their time to also take that in. Something about when you're sleeping and sitting up in bed. And I can see the structure here. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I think a lot of this happens in a state in which the body and the conscious mind is in surrender. There are spirits that, lots of candle stuff going on in here. So if a candle means anything to you.
Play.
Also something about giraffes. If the giraffe symbol stands out. Trampoline. It's kind of like jumping on the bed. It's, yes, there's a beaver in there. There's some sort of work in there. Rest is coming through to support with hypnos. Yeah, it's like these guardians are guarding you while you sleep. Here's the interesting thing. I want to say it might appear simply due to the lighting that they are shadows. Shadow people, but they're not. I also want to note that we have very balanced brotherhood, sisterhood feel here. Very, very balanced. Do you know what's funny? I still have ink. I just can never get all of it off of me sometimes. I'm in the show Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Charmed, Supernatural, and something else all at the same time. Like put all of those characters and all those stories because of what they're exuding and imbuing. Yeah. And it doesn't need to be so mystical. Maybe for you it's lawyers and doctors or car salesmen. Whoever has you see and view embodied this upgrade. Oh, that doesn't sound well. Maybe just because it sounds egotistical and I don't want to poo-poo the ego. Okay, so I won't poo-poo the ego. Can I wander around? Yeah, I see you mushrooms in there. Take me back to the multiverse of the mycelium of this multiverse. Something about playing hopscotch. The bottoms of my feet are in the eyes of an alien that are looking up through the bottoms of my feet. Again, I want to come back to those meridians.
Old souls.
Old souls. Yes. Okay. So I see others that they are. It's an inspiration to my system that I'm feeling as I'm sitting here. Yeah, it's like the star thing. You see somebody else being a star in their own way. And when I say star, I don't necessarily mean in regards to fandom or anything like that. It's their exudance. It's the exudance from their 5 points of power, and even looking at that larger to the being. 1, 2, 3 legs, 4, 5. It's what they're exuding. And they know in some level, way, shape, or form that by illuminating for oneself, having embodying upgrades, but allowing certain parts of maybe that star to die, and then the star within the star, because there's no fear about letting that shell, that version, go, because it just reveals another one, right? Nesting dolls of stars of the self. Holy crap, where am I? And it's just like the shine of the aura's touch.
Back off.
Okay, thank you, because I'm back to the vampire thing. I just saw Buffy the Vampire Slayer again. And then there's other times when, people bump into your aura, or you bump into somebody else's aura because you're like, oh, look how shiny this is, or how inspiring this is. And you have to tell, like, vampires to back off. Or there's not an alignment. And they, like, want to attach the filament into yours. And then on the other side where I'm following this is that's part of that boundary in here. Oh, it was here. In something about like playing tic-tac-toe with this, I do feel like this is something specific with a person or a specific kind of energy that's been like reoccurring. I'm also not fishing for problems. I am entrusting the elements and energies that are working with me, i.e. me in this, that they are up to the task and they are qualified, while understanding as well that they too are here in alignment to help and to learn themselves. Yes, you. Hi, me, hi. How you do? Oh my goodness. Okay, Old Souls, let's add on a few more cards here, and then I will wander over to the flip side. If you're part of the second or third tier, the Secret Society, push push. And yeah, I will see you over there. But in no pressure, I just wanted to let you know. Okay, let's go. We have here acceptance, hell, which is where we came from in the spirit of our Monday muse. It's just so funny because they're all just so very attaching sometimes. Like they're single stories, old soul single stories. And yet they do connect in their own way without forcing it to fit. I'm accepting something, especially if you're working in magic. Yeah, okay, I'll say magic in whatever form that might mean to you, that some form of sacrifice usually is required. Now, whether that's your time, your money, or an item, I don't know. It's not my area of expertise. Even say a version of you. And you're like, this, I'm willing to transform, because we might feel it and sense it as a loss. You know, we've been working towards this job, this position, this relationship. We're going to get married. There's this guidance, right? This guide of where we want, what we want to achieve, when we want to achieve it, looking at the whys along the way and who's making those, and how flexible, because I think we've been too flexible sometimes. It's like going from old worn spring bed mattress to a futon, which has like no room, no flexibility. Obviously, I'm saying they both have their benefits, to a water bed that is so fun, but has no structure, stability, to like maybe memory foam or whatever the case is. So that's what it's kind of like. It's like finding your perfect bed, Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And you're accepting something of this. I do with chaos coming in with harpy. I just think there's been something that's been harped upon. But also with chaos, maybe it's chaos magic, which has its place and its wonderfulness to, you know, we say we're building in this space of utilizing our imagination to build this blueprint with this observer architect. and a storm comes running through and it's just chaos. Things are everywhere and it's like, oh my goodness, in whatever context this might be in. However, it brought an
Aquarius.
opportunity for the architect observer to go, I needed to know how the structure would be, how sound it would be before we start adding on decorating this, that, or the other. Do you know what I mean? It's an opportunity. Now, there's also something going on that if you just feel in some way, shape, or form in your mind that there's been some sort of magic that has harped upon or causes and creates chaos, I feel like I'm turning it into calm. And the way I'm seeing this is seeing a
Joshua.
storm and then it being sucked into like Genie in a bottle. Did you ever watch I Dream of Genie? And when she goes back in the bottle and all the smoke goes in reverse and it goes back into the bottle because it's harnessable. Wolf. Freedom. Permission to change as need be. This part that is resting because it's part of the transformation. By letting it go, it's not a loss. It lets it become more. I say this with such compassion. This is my nature. Please let me transform me, you, I, whatever this thing is. And if love and freedom at potentially humanly at its purest form means, even if that means it leaves us, it's not likable, if we nourish and respect that, it's like, it's like maybe your parents wanted something for you, but you wanted something different. It's not a disrespect or rebellion or defiance and all that kind of stuff. It's the parent may have had wishes and wants for you, but they love and respect you. And they want you to express that because that's what maybe they would want and didn't get. Do you know what I'm saying as the example? Last but not least here with elders. Reciprocity. Here's the thing with this elder coming in. I think that you're very, very well aware that there is
I'm scared.
elder architect energy coming in, which is you. But it's like we went out into the multiverse to go and find it. And maybe still do sometimes. Or to go find resources. Like, getting a call saying, can you find this specific tool or this modality or whatever this is, or we need this weird lug nut. Yeah, I don't know. And those are kind of fun treasure hunts. Those are very, very valuable. And sometimes I'm going to say, in the most loving way, this observer, it's like looking at questioning your observer, because knowing which one's in place, because there still might be a part of us with that doubt that is saying, okay, well, this your architect or of observation is changing. Doubt still creeps in. And it's like looking at which observer is observing the situation, which architect of that awareness. And it's like, no. You're changing forms. This is already you changed forms. And in order for that to happen, and you keep putting these doubts in, or the old, you want to use lead pipes instead of copper. We can't do that anymore. We're not going. Well, you can, but we're not going to do that anymore. You're already transformed. And I, as your vessel, it is my responsibility to nurture that. And I understand you're scared and you're nervous and you're feeling doubtful, and that's okay. That's why I'm here for you. It's like looking at your boss or looking at your lead or your partner and saying, I'm nervous, or the dentist or whoever, and saying, I got you. I got you. I got you. Your best interest at heart, mind, and soul. I got you. This is the caliber of that architect of awareness. I feel very sure of it. And it's like Doctor Strange coming in at the end of the movie, or near the end of the movie, and now he's all qualified in his portal stuff and whatever he does. But if he just was Doctor Strange, you inevitably are going to be curious to maybe go and see how that happened. And then likewise, growth. That's always the beginning. Anyway, I feel like I'm yammering on. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. I will see you on the flip side if you are joining us. And if not, till next time, so much love. Thank you so, so much for being you and this awesome, energetic exchange. So much love. Bye. Let's grab a card. Easter egg card to take us to the other side. Cataclysm of order. Oh, I love it.